Let's get right into it. Number 10. Alpha wolves don't exist. You know that guy at work who read one book about alpha male behavior and won't shut up about being an alpha? Turns out he's basically bragging about being a good dad. The whole idea came from this scientist named L. David Mech back in 1970. He watched some wolves in captivity and saw the biggest, strongest wolf pushing everyone around. He called this wolf the alpha, but then he spent the next 40 years trying to take it back. When he actually studied wolves in the wild, he realized something pretty embarrassing. Those alpha wolves were just parents. A wolf pack isn't some corporate ladder where the biggest bully gets the corner den. It's literally just a family. The alpha pair are just mom and dad wolf. The rest of the pack are their kids from previous years. It's like calling your dad the alpha of your family because he makes you do your homework and won't let you eat ice cream for breakfast. By the time scientists figured this out, the damage was done. The term alpha had already infected everything from business seminars to dating advice. People spend $500 on seminars about unleashing your inner alpha, only to find out they're basically taking parenting classes. Real wolves are actually super cooperative. They share food, help raise each other's pups, and take care of their elderly. When someone tells you they're an alpha, they're basically announcing they've got great parenting skills and love helping their family with chores. Number 9. The goldfish memory myth. Everyone says goldfish have a 3-second memory. Scientists just admitted they've been feeding us a load of fish food. Turns out your goldfish isn't just swimming around forgetting its own name every 3 seconds. These little guys can actually remember things for at least 5 months. That's longer than some people remember to call their mom. Scientists discovered this by training goldfish to do tricks. Like aquatic dogs, they can learn to push levers, recognize different colors, and even tell time. So that goldfish you had as a kid that died after a week probably remembers how you forgot to feed it for 3 days straight, and that time you cleaned its tank by dumping it in the toilet. It remembers that too. In fact, goldfish are so smart, they can recognize individual human faces, which means your goldfish knows exactly who keeps tapping on its glass like an annoying neighbor. Scientists think they got it wrong because they were testing goldfish in tiny bowls. Turns out if you stick any creature in a tiny space with nothing to do, it's going to look pretty stupid. It's like judging someone's intelligence while they're stuck in an elevator. So next time someone says you have the memory of a goldfish, take it as a compliment, because that little orange swimmer probably remembers more about your life than you do. Number 8. The lovable dolphin myth. Dolphins are supposed to be these adorable, friendly creatures who help lost swimmers. Scientists have been selling us a Disney version for decades. That smile that makes them look friendly is just their face shape. It's a permanent, creepy grin. Scientists have caught them bullying pufferfish to get high. They deliberately poke pufferfish to make them release toxins, then pass the fish around like an underwater joint. Male dolphins form gangs to kidnap female dolphins and keep them prisoner for weeks. They kill porpoises for fun, not for food. They play catch with live baby sharks, tossing them around until they die, just to practice their hunting skills. That smiling dolphin is nature's gang member stuck with that creepy smile. Number 7. The sugar rush conspiracy. Every parent dreads giving their kids sugar because they'll bounce off the walls. Scientists just admitted they've been letting this myth run wild for decades. The sugar rush is about as real as your uncle's story about catching a fish the size of a car. Scientists have done over a dozen controlled studies trying to prove sugar makes kids hyper. They gave some kids sugar, others got fake sugar, and nobody could tell the difference. The only ones bouncing off the walls were the parents who thought their kids had sugar. It's like when someone gives you a non-alcoholic beer but doesn't tell you, and suddenly you're acting tipsy. Even when scientists showed parents videos of their kids after sugar versus fake sugar, the parents would swear their kid was more hyper after sugar. But the actual footage showed zero difference. We still believe in the sugar rush, because little Timmy at the birthday party is running around like a tiny tornado after eating cake. But he's at a party, with his friends, probably excited about presents, and everyone's telling him sugar makes you crazy. Of course he's going to act like he just drank 10 Red Bulls. The sugar isn't making him hyper. The party is. Sugar actually has a calming effect after about an hour. Your body releases insulin to deal with all that sugar, which can actually make you sleepy. Number 6. The static continents. You're a scientist in the early 1900s, and this German guy named Alfred Wegener comes up to you with a wild idea. He says the continents are moving around like giant rafts, and you, being a respected scientist, laugh in his face, because everyone knows continents are solid, unmovable things that have been in the same place forever. Turns out Wegener was onto something. He noticed that South America and Africa fit together like puzzle pieces. He found the same fossils on both continents, the same types of rocks. It was like these continents had been ripped apart, but the scientific community wasn't having it. They called him crazy. They said his ideas were utter damned rot. One scientist even wrote that believing in continental drift was like believing in magic. Today, scientists are looking pretty red-faced about this one. Not only do the continents move, we can actually measure it with satellites. North America and Europe are drifting apart at about the speed your fingernails grow. The Atlantic Ocean gets about an inch wider every year, and those fixed continents are actually floating on a sea of hot, moving rock. Some parts are getting pushed together, making mountains. Other parts are being pulled apart, creating new oceans. Wegener died before scientists finally admitted he was right. Number 5. The stress-induced ulcer. For decades, doctors were absolutely convinced that ulcers came from stress and spicy food. Makes sense. You're stressed at work, eating hot wings for lunch, and your stomach feels like it's being stabbed with tiny knives. Doctors would tell patients to just relax, maybe do some yoga, eat bland food, and pop some antacids. But in 1982, two scientists in Australia, Barry Marshall and Robin Warren, found some weird bacteria hanging out in people's stomachs. They thought these little bugs might be causing ulcers, not your annoying boss or your love of jalapenos. Nobody believed them. Other scientists basically laughed them out of the room. So Marshall did something absolutely insane. He drank a glass full of these bacteria. This mad lad literally chugged a bacterial smoothie to prove his point. Within days, he developed gastritis, the precursor to ulcers. The medical community still wasn't convinced, though. It took another decade before doctors finally admitted they'd been wrong this whole time. Turns out about 80% of ulcers are caused by this bacteria, called H. pylori. The best part is, these ulcers can usually be cured with a simple course of antibiotics. All those years of telling people to just relax or stop eating spicy food was kind of like telling someone with a broken leg to think happy thoughts. Marshall and Warren ended up winning the Nobel Prize in 2005 for their discovery. Number 4. The healthy tan deception. There's no such thing as a healthy tan. That golden glow you're so proud of is actually your skin cells screaming in terror. When UV rays hit your skin, it's like your cells are getting hit with tiny radiation bombs. Your skin basically goes into panic mode and starts producing melanin as a last-ditch defense mechanism. It's like your skin putting up an umbrella during a nuclear fallout. Better than nothing, but you probably shouldn't be out there in the first place. Remember those old ads showing doctors recommending cigarettes? The healthy tan myth is from the same era of questionable medical advice. The really wild part is your skin actually remembers every single time you've tanned. It's keeping score like a really petty accountant, and it'll make you pay up eventually. Even that base tan people get before vacation is about as protective as wearing paper armor into battle. It gives you an SPF of about 3, which is basically nothing. And here's the kicker, that glow you're chasing is actually a stress response. It's your skin screaming help in the only way it knows how. Next time someone tells you they're working on their healthy tan, that's like saying they're working on their healthy cigarette habit. Number 3. The Runaway Universe. For the longest time, scientists were absolutely certain about one thing. The universe was slowing down. It made perfect sense. Throw a ball in the air, it slows down and falls back. Launch a rocket, same thing. Gravity always wins. So naturally, the Big Bang threw everything outward, and gravity should be slowly bringing it all back together. Except, that's not what's happening at all. In the 1990s, scientists looked at some distant exploding stars and noticed something weird. These explosions were dimmer than they should be. At first, they thought their equipment was broken, but nope. Turns out the universe isn't just expanding, it's accelerating. It's like throwing a ball up and watching it speed up as it flies away, never coming back. The universe is literally running away from itself, getting faster and faster. And here's the really crazy part. Scientists have no idea why. They've given this mysterious force a fancy name, dark energy, which is basically scientist speak for, we have absolutely no clue what's going on. The universe is flying apart into cold, empty darkness, and all we can do is watch. So next time someone tells you scientists have everything figured out, just remember this. They thought they knew exactly how the universe worked, right up until they didn't. The thing that proved them wrong was the entire universe itself. Number 2. The shark's cancer-proof shield myth. For decades, scientists believed sharks couldn't get cancer. It started with some research in the 1970s that showed shark cartilage might slow down tumor growth. Then someone made a wild leap and declared, sharks don't get cancer. People went crazy for it. Supplement companies started grinding up shark cartilage into pills. They marketed these pills as a miracle cure for cancer. Millions of sharks were killed just to make these supplements. Sharks absolutely can and do get cancer. Scientists have found tumors in pretty much every part of their bodies. They get brain cancer, blood cancer, and even cartilage cancer. The very thing people were taking to prevent cancer could actually get cancer itself. By the time scientists corrected this, the damage was already done. We nearly wiped out entire species because someone jumped to conclusions, and those shark cartilage pills turned out to be completely useless. Number 1. The 5 senses fallacy. In school, they taught us we have 5 senses. Turns out they were as wrong as a penguin in a desert. Scientists have finally admitted that counting to 5 was a bit too challenging for them. We actually have way more than 5 senses. At least 20 of them. First, there's proprioception. That's your body's GPS system. It's why you can touch your nose with your eyes closed without poking yourself in the eye. Try it right now. Close your eyes and touch your nose. That's not sight, touch, taste, smell, or hearing. That's your brain knowing exactly where your finger is in space. Then there's your sense of balance, or equilibrioception. It's why you know which way is up even when you're hanging upside down like a bat, unless you're drunk. Then your equilibrioception is about as reliable as a chocolate teapot. We've also got thermoception, your ability to sense temperature. That's why you know your coffee is too hot before you turn your tongue into a burnt marshmallow. There's also your sense of tension, like knowing how hard to squeeze an egg without creating breakfast art all over your kitchen. You have a sense of time passing, although this one seems to malfunction when you're waiting for your microwave to finish or sitting through a boring meeting. You can sense when you need to pee. That's called interoception. It's like your body's internal plumbing alarm system. So next time someone tells you we have 5 senses, you can tell them they're living in the 1800s. Just don't be too smug about it. Scientists only figured this out recently themselves. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.